Hello and welcome to another edition of UFO Video Addicts. Let me give you a quick preview of what I got coming up in this video. The first one is it's a clip that you may have already seen because it was definitely talked about in the mainstream media. It's this Jellyfish UFO that was released by Jeremy Corbell. Also have one of these old videos, like I've said before. Occasionally I'll repeat certain videos if they come up again because I think they're pretty significant, and I'm just showing it to some of the new subscribers or some of the people that are new. And just because you've seen a video doesn't mean other people have seen it. So I think if it's significant enough, I'll repost certain videos, and this is one of them. Get what it is. It's a UFO that was taken from a helicopter. There's actually a couple of those out there. Also have this one here from Bosnia. It's a clip with of a UFO moving around, two different angles, taken by two different people. And then I got this clip here from the Discovery Channel. You know what? I'm even wondering if I should even play any of this because I'm pretty sure. Well, basically, it's just some guy who has a UFO encounter under the water, and then another one of a woman in Alaska talking about, seeing certain types of UFOs on a regular basis. Yeah, I'm going to have to be real. I just realized this is a Discovery Channel, and they might, even if I play just a second of it, they'll hit me with a copyright violation. Also have this long clip here, over 2 hours long. This is Billy Carson, talking about what he believes is how our civilization began, and the fact that there are aliens here. He talks about this part here. He talks about a worship gene that some humans have, and also where was it? I think there's another part. Oh yeah, the real story of Adam and Eve. He talks about how according to Zecharia Sitchin's interpretation of the Sumerian text, we were, or some of us were created to mine gold. So he gets into that. Let's see. And then this is a clip that, I don't know if it's real or not, but there's definitely something strange going on. This is the craziest Bigfoot sighting at a crime scene. I mean, you see these giant logs being picked up, and and I'm not hearing any machinery. I can definitely hear something moving these logs, but it's not a machine because we would be able to hear it. And then this is a freaky one here. This is some guy. Again, I have no idea whether this is real or not, or if this is a setup, but he's watching this chair just rocking, and he asks, he's apparently is used to this ghost or spirit or whatever. Yeah, that's if this is real, why he keeps turning off the TV. And then, he sees a reflection in the television, right, of this chair rocking, and you see something get up out of this chair, and the guy freaks out a little. Also have this article here from the Daily Star about this creature here. This is, a baffling beast, has been dubbed Mojo Jojo. They're claiming, I think it's like a mummified baby or something, but look at that skull. And again, if this is real, I have no idea if this is real or not, but if this is, real, there's, definitely been these elongated skulls found throughout history. Homo capensis is what they're called, and supposedly, some of them are still around. And, again, if you look close enough, occasionally you'll notice certain people in the media with these elongated skulls. And I don't think they're, necessarily Homo capensis, but I'm pretty sure they have someone in their ancestry that was a Homo capensis. But anyways, if you appreciate the time and effort that I put into bringing this information to you, please give this video a thumbs up. Please share this video. And more importantly, please subscribe. It really helped me out with the algorithms. Anyways, let's get to this video here. I might be able to play this video because it's straight from Corbell. Yeah, Jeremy Corbell's But anyways, check this out.
It's in thermal. It was filmed on a weapons platform. You see that there's a dog there. You see the animals are black. I'm assuming this is black hot. You see the object just went to white, and you'll see it going from white to black, white to black. And that's basically showing the heat differential. So it's going like hot and cold, hot and cold. The problem was the optics platform was jammed. These individuals who target with these platforms, they can shoot out an Al-Qaeda tire at 27 miles away, but not being able to lock it was one of the first signs that something's weird. I was able to find direct eyewitnesses and corroborate that this event did happen. When individuals would target in on it with the optics, the way it was described, each of these hanging things, they were stiff, like they weren't moving. They had geometric form, like scales. What was said to me is scales, like an armor. There were also people with night vision who were out and they were tasked to go look for it. Couldn't see it on the night vision. Only in the thermal spectrum could it be seen. But anything that looks like that appears to have a payload, that's a big deal. It could be dangerous, so these are high priority. But what happened is there were a couple other nations involved, and the feeds were shut, just shut immediately. So that put me on high alert too. Why is it completely being shut down? But that's not all it did. It goes out over a body of water. I'm told it stops on a dime, descends into the water, stiff into the water. And for 17 minutes, nothing. And boom, this thing comes up out of the water and shoots off at 45 degrees, just like that. It looks very much like what I've heard that has made incursions into nuclear facilities, because I know for sure, fact of the matter, there is footage from inside a nuclear facility, and I'll just say it, Pantex, that's the one, man. Something that appears identical to this moves between these nuclear silos and shot off again at a 45-degree angle. What it is, I don't know, but now, when it goes over a body of water, I do have some footage of that. This is when that same object, a jellyfish UFO, goes out over this like, you can kind of get an idea by that distance now how far these optic systems can reach. When it gets to that point where it's over the water, every source that I have talked with who is aware of this footage, that footage exists. You've got a UFO or UAP descends into the water stiff, comes back up, and then shoots off 45 degrees. Now, this was taken by an intelligence agency and buried. So I don't know, man. These are the cases that spark me. I don't know what this is. I just know when I get military filmed UAP footage designated where people risk getting that to me, I take it as serious as it sounds, and I try to get to the bottom of it. And it's hard, you know, but I do have a number of direct eyewitnesses now.
You know what? I thought I also had a video of this thing chasing a plane. I think it was on a YouTube video. Let me see if I still have that real quick. I don't think I added it. No, I don't. Yeah, but yeah, anyways, there is a clip out there of this thing chasing a plane. Let's see. Oh yeah, now this one is very interesting here. You know, people, to the people that say, oh, there aren't any clear videos of UFOs. Well, here's one. let me just jump ahead when you slow down version of this. And you know, this isn't the highest quality either, because I'm pretty sure this was taken on VHS as opposed to digital. Anyways, that's that. Link will be in the description. Yeah, this one here is kind of interesting. The same UFO taken by 2 different cameras. I think it's pretty amazing, you know, the way it just zooms off so quick. You can see this is what I would consider a UFO maneuver. The way it's there and then it's gone. Actually, they didn't even show that. Anyways, that's that. Let's get to this next video. Yeah, you know what? I really don't want to. I'll put a link to this. It's only 9 minutes, a little over nine minutes long. But I'm almost, if I play any of this, I'll get hit with a copyright violation. But it's just basically this guy talking about being blinded. Here, let me see if I can. Yeah, here by this bright light that was under the ocean, and you know, he says it was definitely not coming from above; it was coming from below. And yeah, they were afraid for their life. And then there's this woman here, Kathleen Hill, from Alaska, I think she said, but she talks about seeing these lights. And I'm not too sure if this is from the footage that she took, but oh, yeah, actually this is it. Yeah, this is it. This is her footage.
And they turn into almost like.
Now, I don't know if that's how they really look or if this is just an out of focus shot, but yeah, anyways, link to that will be in the description. Like I said, I don't want to play it because I'll get hit with the copyright violation. Okay, now this is a pretty long interview on Danny Jones' show of Billy Carson. This guy's highly intelligent, but let me just play this part where he talks about the worship gene that, you know, some of us are afflicted with.
Would happen if people became aware, or if people suddenly realized, like hypothetically, one of these UFOs landed on the quote unquote White House lawn, like they say, what would happen to society? Would it really fall apart? What would be the implications of something like this happening, I wonder?
You know, I think at this point now, they've conditioned us so much with movies and stuff like that. There's two ways it can go. One way it can go, finally, where you guys been? We need some help here. The other way it can go is, you know, people become worshipers right away. Because we have this gene in us, this worship gene, which was inserted into the human genome. We know this now because scientists have actually found the worship gene. You can turn it on and they can turn it actually off.
What?
Yes, we have a worship gene.
Worship gene.
That's right. And so it makes us want to worship something outside of ourselves, when in true reality, we should find the power inside. And this was inserted by the Anunnaki. That's my opinion. That's my hypothesis, I should say, on this one. But this gene has been found, but it's happened around 200,000 years ago. Now, something else happened around that same time. Chromosome number 2 in the human body was pulled out, fused together, and then 2 telomere caps are put on each end. Telomere caps have our genetic material that allow our cells to replicate. It has the biological buffer material in it. Now, when the buffer material runs out, that's when your body starts the death process. Now, around 200,000 years ago is when the tablets say this occurred at the Tower of Babel incident, which made it into the modern day Bible. The Tower of Babel incident, where in the Bible it's God who comes back, Yahweh comes back and he sees the people building a tower into the heavens, and he gets pissed off and he destroys the tower, and he said, that's it, man's years will be 120. They'll never live more than that, and I'm going to confuse their languages and separate them and spread them out all over the planet so they can't talk to each other.
Yeah, now that part, I think it's just, what do you call it? A story, an analogy. But I believe the reason why we have different languages that aren't based on one another. Like I understand that the majority of languages are all based in Latin, but there are some languages that are just very different from Latin. And again, I believe that's because, an entire culture arrived on this planet and set up shop. And, even Billy Carson talks about how, according to the Zecharia Sitchin interpretation of the Sumerian text, right, an advanced race of aliens created, some humans, right? They took a pre-existing hominid species, manipulated the DNA, and created I don't know if you want to call it a race, or a sect of humans, right, that were tasked with mining gold. And if you really, think about it, right, every ancient culture on this planet, for whatever reason, covets gold. And, to a hunter-gatherer society or to people who are just trying to survive, right, you need food, shelter, and warmth. And gold doesn't provide any of that. So why is it that we as a species worship gold, right? So, I mentioned this in one of the comments because someone said that some of my comments, come off as racist. I don't think it's racist to just, comment on noticeable differences in cultures. All right. Now, I've told you this before. I'm mixed. My father's black. My mother's Japanese. So, I see huge difference. If you go back to ancient Japan and ancient Africa, right? They're two vastly different cultures. And the idea that, like the Asians evolved from, the first man that walked out of Africa is ridiculous. That just doesn't make absolutely any sense whatsoever, right? You can look at the skulls, right, of an Asian person, a black person, and a Caucasian person, and the morphology of the skulls are so different that we have not existed on this planet, 300,000 years, right? That's not enough time to develop such vastly different skull types, and also the fact that we have different blood and things like that. So again, like I said, even Billy Carson says, that there was a race that was created by a more advanced race, and then since that time, I also believe that other civilizations brought their culture here. I don't know if they were forced here or they chose to arrive on this planet, but I think in the ancient past, there were some cultures that came wholly intact, brought people, brought their practices, brought their unique architectural style from another planet. Again, that's just my belief. I'm not saying that I'm right. It's just based on all the evidence that I've seen, and that's how I've chosen to interpret it. But again, I've always said this before, I'm open to being wrong. So anyways, let me just play another part where he talks about the Anunnaki creating the first humans.
About in the tablets, there's a different depiction of Adam and Eve, how they were created, and how that relates to the Anunnaki specifically. Right. Can you explain specifically how that was described in the tablets?
So in the tablets, they don't actually make a human being from like dirt and dust like it says in the Bible. Like they didn't create no dirt and just make a human being like magic. What they did was there was an existing hominid already on this planet. So the Igigi was getting ready to go to war. There was going to be a coup against the kings of Earth. So they came from Mars to Earth. The gods, they fell from heaven. That really they were the angels. They were a lower class than the level of Enki and Enlil. They didn't call them gods. They were like angels. They fell from heaven to earth. They came from Mars down to earth to go to war. In the Atrahasis, they encircle the camp in Africa of Enlil and Enki and Anu, who was their father. And they get ready to go to battle because their working conditions are harsh. They've been working for 250,000 years on their own. They call the years in shars, so it was a lower number, but each one shar is 3,600 years. So what you add it up is 250,000 years. No women was one of the biggest complaints. The biggest complaint was no women. And they felt like they were becoming slaves, even though they were volunteers for this breakaway civilization. And so the war almost happened, but then Enki, who's Enlil's brother, says, I have an idea. There's an existing being here. They're talking about our cousin, not Homo sapien, something else was here already, our cousins. We can add our essence to it and get it to do our labor, to do your labor. And an agreement was made. This is in the Enuma Elish and a totally separate tablet called the Atrahasis Epic. 2 separate tablets saying the same exact thing, which is interesting because it corroborates the story. And so this was done. And so what they did was they first started with taking genetic material and then making these clones. But the problem with the clones was they couldn't reproduce on their own. You know, if you take a horse and a donkey and you get a mule, and a mule can't mate with anything. See what I'm saying? So they had added their essence to us. We were then a mule. We weren't able to mate. They had to keep trying to recreate more and more of us the hard way. Eventually,
And that's as much as I want to play with that. But yeah, you know, I think that's the reason why there are we find different types of humans in the fossil record. It's because, you know, they were manipulating and modifying us until they got it right. But, you know, if you know, and also if what he's saying is true, right? A lot of this stuff happened, I believe, in the region around South Africa. And, you know, again, if there was a race that was created, right, around the area of South Africa, right, what would they look like today? Right? What would their descendants look like today, right? They would, you know, most likely look like a lot of the cultures that are still around South Africa. You know, I hardly doubt that these people created a race that, you know, that were like Koreans, right? Because if that was the case, then, you know, Korean people would occupy that area around South Africa, but that's not the case. And again, you know, to me, there's you know, nothing racist about that. That's just what, you know, the interpretation seems to indicate. But anyways, there's that, and I think there was one other. Oh yeah, people living under the water. He talks about, let's see, where's it at?
when you go out there like that, space is dangerous.
Do you think that it's, I mean, what do you think is more probable, that they traveled through space to get here, or they traveled some other way, like they are either through another dimension, or that they're here already, maybe living under the ocean or living somewhere that
we have all three. Everything you just said is accurate to me. I think we have under the ocean, that there's people living here that have been here for a very long time. I believe that they have their own breakaway civilization. The oceans are pretty much mostly just undisturbed, and they're there. I think you also have multidimensionals, beings that are in higher dimensions or other dimensions that know how to match their subatomic frequency to our particular dimension, and they can walk right in or fly right in or come right in some type of way. And then also I believe that you have beings that are light years away that can travel here. And I don't think that they're using typical space travel. They're probably using something like a warp drive, where in a warp drive what really happens is you actually shrink space in front of the ship and you expand it from the back. So in essence, you're sitting on a tablecloth, and then somebody's pulling the tablecloth. And so you're riding the tablecloth. You never really go anywhere. A warp drive, you never really move. And we've tested the warp drive now. We've actually got a functioning and working warp drive in the laboratory.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so the technology is real. We've created a real warp bubble.
Is this similar to what they explain when, like...
Anyway, so yeah, that's, him saying that again. And these are just his belief. He's not saying that that's exactly how it happened. It's just based on his belief and his opinions. And I sort of agree with his opinions. But anyways, that's that. This is getting kind of long. Let me whip through these real quick. Oh, yeah, so now this is some strangeness going on. But watch how this, once this Here. Now you can definitely, you know, it's pretty obvious that that log there is pretty heavy. But now watch, whatever is doing this, it's just going to lift this log up and slam it back down to the ground. Look at that. I see, you can kind of see if, I think, oh yeah, there it is. I think that's the Bigfoot right there. And imagine how strong you would have to be. I mean, to lift a log that big up over your head and smash it back down. Yeah, and you can kind of see, right? There's one, yeah, there's a hand there and a hand there. Good. I have no idea if that's real or not, but link will be in the description. Check it out. Come to your own conclusion. Okay, now this is a freaky one here. 55 seconds. I'm going to play the whole thing. Check this out. It's a, you know, it's this guy who is talking to a ghost.
Why do you keep turning off the TV?
Look at this entity.
Ooh.
Just keep
Hey,
watching.
hon. Come here. Look.
No, I can't deal with that.
I don't think it's just down here.
Watch. Watch.
Look at that. This is the most active during the day that I've. There goes the Xbox 2. Wait a minute.
Okay, now watch this.
Oh, I'm not liking
Watch
this.
this.
Watch, do you see the reflection?
Oh wow. Wait. I swear I can see. Ooh, stop it.
Did you see that?
What the fuck?
I'm not liking that.
I'm going to play that one more time.
Hon? Oh wow. Wait.
Look at that. Look at the rock.
I
Now watch, you
swear I
see
can
something
see.
get up off that.
Ooh, stop it.
What the fuck?
I'm not liking
Sends
that.
shivers through my body.
Hon? Let's go to dinner or something for a while.
What's going on, y'all?
Time to go.
What's going on?
Yeah, see, I don't, again, I have no idea if that's real or not, because I think it's weird. They say, hey, let's just go to dinner for a while. I mean, you come back, if that thing is real, that thing's going to still be there. Anyways, yeah, this video is getting really long. Yeah, so here's this article about this oddity, you know, this strange mummified being that I'm not too sure where it comes from. Mysterious mummified alien remains dating back around 150 years have been found in a Belgian zoo. It claims to have been found in Dresden, Germany in 1875 as part of a collection belonging to a Palmer Hudson. The image was posted on Reddit, with users quickly identifying it as being part of the Cabinet of Curiosities exhibition at the Paris des Zoo in Belgium. But anyways, that's that. Here's a you know, better close-up of that thing. Mummified remains. But anyways, that is going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for making it till the end. If you appreciate the time and effort that I put into bringing this information to you, please give this video a thumbs up. Please share this video, and more importantly, please subscribe. I'll have more things like this. Take care until next time.